Welcome, my dear little friends, to today's story, which is about our brave little friend Layla. Once upon a time, in a small sun-kissed village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling blue river, lived a brave young girl named Laila. Laila had wild curly hair that bounced like springs when she ran, and bright green eyes that sparkled with curiosity. She loved exploring the meadows, climbing trees, and imagining all the adventures waiting just beyond her village. One sunny afternoon, while wandering near the edge of the enchanted forest, Laila stumbled upon a shimmering golden feather. It glinted in the sunlight like a tiny star fallen from the sky. Laila picked it up and marveled at its beauty. "I wonder where this feather came from," she thought. Without a second thought, she tucked it safely into her pocket and set off toward home. That evening, as Laila sat at the kitchen table, the feather began to glow softly. To her astonishment, a tiny, shimmering figure emerged from the feather, a little fairy. The fairy had delicate wings that sparkled with every color of the rainbow. "Thank you for freeing me," the fairy chirped, fluttering around Laila's head. "I am Ilara, the guardian of the forest. You have found my feather, which was lost in a great storm. Because you were brave enough to return it, I shall grant you one wish." Laila's heart raced. "One wish? Oh, I wish to go on a grand adventure," she exclaimed. Ilara clapped her tiny hands in delight. "Very well. Close your eyes and hold tight to the feather." With a burst of glittering light, Laila felt herself being whisked away. When she opened her eyes, she found herself in a magical land filled with towering trees, vibrant flowers, and creatures she had only seen in books. There were talking animals, sparkling rivers, and mountains that reached the clouds. "Welcome to the kingdom of Everwood," Ilara announced, her wings shimmering. "Here, you will meet many friends and face exciting challenges." Just as they began to explore, a loud roar echoed through the trees. Laila and Ilara turned to see a massive dragon perched on a nearby mountain. Its scales gleamed like emeralds, but its eyes were filled with sadness. "Oh no," Laila said. "What's wrong with the dragon?" Ilara explained. "His name is Xander, and he guards the enchanted jewel that keeps the kingdom alive. But a dark sorcerer has stolen it, and Xander is too heartbroken to fly or help. Without the jewel, Everwood will lose its magic." Determined to help, Laila said, "We have to get that jewel back." Ilara smiled at Laila's bravery. "Then we must venture to the sorcerer's lair in the misty mountains. Are you ready?" With her heart pounding with excitement, Laila nodded. They set off through the enchanted forest, meeting friendly creatures along the way. A wise old owl shared riddles that led them to the right path, while a mischievous squirrel helped them gather supplies for their journey. Each new friend they made filled Laila with courage and joy. Finally, they reached the misty mountains, where thick fog swirled around them. Laila took a deep breath. "We can do this," she whispered, and together they pushed through the mist. As they neared the sorcerer's lair, they heard the cackling of the sorcerer. "Foolish girl! You think you can take back the jewel?" he sneered, standing guard over a glowing, colorful jewel that pulsed with magic. With her heart racing, Layla stepped forward. "I'm not afraid of you. You're hurting the kingdom and Xander. I will get that jewel back." The sorcerer laughed, sending a wave of dark magic toward Layla. But Ilara fluttered in front of her, creating a shield of light. "You must be brave, Layla. Focus on the good in your heart." Layla closed her eyes and thought of her friends, her village, and all the joy in the world. With a burst of courage, she dashed forward, snatching the jewel from the sorcerer's grasp. The sorcerer let out a furious roar, but Layla and Ilara were already retreating back into the mist. Once outside, they held the jewel high. Its light filled the air, shining brighter than the sun. The ground shook, and the kingdom began to glow with magic again. Xander, feeling the warmth of the jewel, soared down from the mountain, a look of gratitude in his eyes. "You've saved us, brave Layla," Xander boomed, landing gracefully beside her. "I owe you my life and the life of this kingdom." With the jewel restored, the kingdom of Everwood flourished. Flowers bloomed brighter, the rivers sparkled even more, and the laughter of friends echoed through the trees. Layla realized that her bravery had not only saved the day, but had also brought everyone together. As the sun began to set, Ilara floated beside Layla, her wings shimmering. "It's time for you to return home, but know that your bravery will always be remembered in Everwood." With one last burst of magic, Layla found herself back in her village, the golden feather still warm in her pocket. She smiled, knowing she had made friends and had an adventure that would stay in her heart forever. From that day on, Layla shared her story with the other children in her village, inspiring them to be brave and to always seek adventure. And every so often, when the sun dipped below the hills, she would glance toward the enchanted forest, wondering what other mysteries awaited her. And with that thought, Layla drifted off to sleep, dreaming of her next grand adventure. The end. And here ends our story with our brave friend Layla. As for you, my bravest little one, enjoy your sweet dreams. See you in the next story in another beautiful dream.